What's up guys, back here for another video. Today we're showcasing the new Yuta or Cursed Child final unit. I'm gonna put the Soul of Brute Force on him because for most damage output, and we're gonna be using Gilgamesh for a team up. We're not placing him down. Idol for buff and Bulmy for buff, both for money as well. So now we're in the map, and we're just going to showcase him. I have to place it quite far back because if I remember correctly, they move hella fast. Yeah, it's slightly annoying, but that's fine. So this is Yuta. I will try to get a Glorious on him, but I just can't right now. I also don't have a skill tree for him because I just got them recently. But yeah, we'll just go over it anyway. He has glitched. He has brute force. He has the minus 10% SBA. So obviously shown by here. At the first upgrade, he does crippled, and he also has his summon Roko, which is pretty OP. Shockingly, that I don't think that the SBA that Yuta gets doesn't apply to Roko, which makes sense, but it doesn't at the same time really. But that's fine. Roko does Despair and Fear, and yeah, we'll go through Roko's stats probably after Yuta. So yeah, so he the anime last time's done a new rework. I think I'll talk about that. We're just gonna wait a second for Idol to get a bit more money. But as a unit, it's pretty good. So this unit goes into Yugo, I don't know. And basically you need Gojo, Sukuna, Ghetto, I think it's called, and obviously the unit itself, so Cursed Child, Yuta. And you activate their abilities in an order, throughout the order. And basically, Yuta's Roko devours Ghetto, so you can't place him again. Gojo gets deleted, but Sukuna stays. So that's why he's one of the best for tier list, in the tier list for Infinite. Just because of his insane damage. He can do like 5 bill damage, and he has an insane nuke, one of the best in the game as well. But again, he's really expensive, so you won't be able to actually get his get his form in normal mode. Let's go through it. So upgrade 1, 12.6 mil, 20.2 mil, 35.4 mil, 60.7 mil, 139 mil. Also gains a new attack, it looks like, Death Speech, and he gains Despair. So Despair, I forgot. Oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, so sorry about that. Just had a quick short out. Despair, 202 mil, 253 mil, 350 more mil, 506 mil. Heavenly Ladder, new ability. Not ability, new attack move. So basically gains a really large AoE circle. 250 mil. Oh, he does gain an ability. Deal 5x Cursed Child's current damage and apply a bolt based on this multiplier. Inflict extinguish on all enemies on the map for 60 seconds. So Roko must have 100 Curse Essence, which he does. She does, sorry. Yeah, it's pretty okay. We'll get final upgrade, where's Pure Love. Upon activation, gain 50% crit rate, 10% more damage, minus 30% SBA, and a random effect. It lasts for 200 seconds. That's pretty OP. Obviously he's probably best with crit range. I think he doesn't have an exceptional range. But so what this works off is 5x damage of this. So what, 7, I can't even do maths. And then based off that 5x damage, so 759 mil times by 5, he does the bulk damage. So we can probably activate this. Oh, there's another one. So it deals 25x curse shells damage and apply bolt based off his multiplier. Inflicts extinguish on all the map, on all the enemies on the map permanently. That's pretty OP. Yeah, I'll call that quite a good move. So you need to activate this one. Didn't get this one. Do they actually? Yeah, you can see they have the effect, which is pretty cool. Upon activation, gain 50% crit. So we gain random, because yeah, it says random. Pretty alright, not bad stats. If I had glorious, this would probably be in like the 1 bills, 1.2 bill. Actually, we can get Bulmy damage, idle, and yeah, 1.13 bill. Not too bad. We'll go to Roko now. So Roko, Beam of Love. Upon activation, deal 400x curse child's current damage in 10 ticks over 10 seconds. Permanently applies better fear to all enemies on the map. Resets curse essence meter. Stuns Roko for 60 seconds after activation. I'll call that pretty OP. So what? That's 987 mil. And then 400x, that is basically 400 bill. So that's pretty OP. Basically like a really good nuke. It might be a bit expensive to upgrade though. It costs around like 700 mil, 800 mil. So let's go through the upgrades. 26.4 mil, 8.2, 105, 132. Nothing too like stunning, but it is just a summon, so can't really expect much. Let's look at the passives. Each attack Roko performs grants 10%, 10 cursed energy, max 500. If cursed child gets stunned, Roko takes a stun and buffs cursed child damage by 20%, 10% for 25 seconds. Every 5 times cursed child attacks, Roko performs a follow-up attack, dealing 25% of cursed child's damage and applies hemorrhage pressure. And then every 60 seconds, Roko randomly performs one of the 3 death speeches. Makes all enemies in range walk backwards 10 seconds. Stuns all enemies in range for 15 seconds. Inflicts extinguish on all enemies in range for 20 seconds. So it's pretty OP passive. Roko is more of a support unit, as Yuta is more of a damage. I'm not going to go through the abilities. But Copycat, every 60 seconds, Cursed Child copies a random unit in this range status for 30 seconds, cap of 3. Gain random 25 to 45% damage boost and 25 to 35% range increase based on the copied unit's damage and range stat. So that's pretty OP. If you haven't, this is why it's so good for Inf. I think Yugo is even better, but he's so good for Inf because you're going to be carrying OP high damage units like Gilgamesh, who do how much? I can't even upgrade it to 4. Yeah, I can. Okay, yeah, that's bugged. Brilliant. Never mind. It's a visual bug. 1.80 bill, high range. So Yuta is basically going to follow that. So yeah, that's probably it for my showcase.